Hello, I'm Jeremy Gray, and this is the Kevin Wilson Show. On today's show, we'll talk to the head coach of the Indiana Hoosiers about last weekend's game against Virginia and the upcoming contest against South Carolina State. Coach will have a sit-down conversation with standout cornerback Greg Heben, and on the Nick's English Hut hot seat, we'll put defensive coordinator Mike Eckler on the stand. But first, a Q&A with the head coach on the Kevin Wilson Show. Welcome back, Coach. First home game at Memorial Stadium in your tenure. It was a wild one, back and forth between Indiana and Virginia. Had to like the grit and determination of your team in that contest, coming back down 23-3 and then scoring 28 unanswered points, and the defense really making great gains in week two.
That was good to see us come back. It was unfortunate we got ourselves in that position with a few poor plays or a couple negative plays and got behind like we did, but was proud of the guys to come back. I thought for the home opener, I think some guys have talked. Our crowd was, I think, one of the largest crowds for a home opener in over a decade, since '91, I believe. I think going over behind the student section, I thought the students did a great job. You know, we wanted to come over there with those guys. Our recruits and our player families are over there, but it was really to kind of help those kids help us out. I thought our student body was awesome. Again, apologize for a little bit of that end of the first half, start of the third quarter play, but we settled down and gave ourselves a chance and then just didn't close it out and made some bad choices down the stretch.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights here. It really got started with D'Angelo Roberts, who got a lot of action in this game, did a lot of good things, had a monster block in that game, but he also got it started with a nice 27-yard run that got things going for the Hoosiers.
Yeah, you know, D'Angelo, again, young guy, and again, first game, you know, close game, didn't get as many reps as a freshman, but he brings a lot of energy, a lot of fire. He has a little zone, little zone keep with Ed Wright Baker around the edge, taking it down, good blocking on the edge. Got it down to the 5-yard line here. But we settled for a field goal, which unfortunately had a penalty. And ended up having to take a 15-yard penalty that hurt us.
And then Indiana was down, but then Matt Perez really got things rolling in the running game for IU.
Well, Matt and D'Angelo both had about 50 yards apiece, high 40s. There's a good run by Matt, running through a tackle. Again, playing hard. We got to get that running game. It's better, but we need to keep building. We need to run the ball better than we're running right now, Jeremy.
And then Ed Wright Baker really settled in, I felt, as the game went along.
Nice third down conversion there to Deweese Wilson. Deweese had a big game, 5 catches and a big touchdown for us. That was a nice third down conversion, getting us up in here. Here's Matt bouncing a little one-back power around the edge for our first score. I think this made it 23-10.
And he's really become a very nice red zone runner for Indiana with 3 touchdowns in just his first 2 games.
Yeah, and again, hopefully that's the sign of many more to come. Great defense stop there. Fred Jones closing off the backside, safety stepping up, really nice.
And Fred Jones really had a good game as he had a big sack.
Yeah. Nice rush right there. Thought we might have had a loose ball that could have been a safety. Didn't turn out that way, but great job pinning him down to the 1.
And the defense really helped spur that second half comeback where Indiana scored 28 unanswered points. And this is a savvy play by Kofi Hughes.
Well, muff punt. I guess the other guys didn't see it. We got very fortunate to get the call there. I don't know if, again, it's one of those questionable deals. Was it? They said it was touched. It was. We take it on down, finish up, start the fourth quarter with another Matt Perez touchdown.
And Perez is a guy who squats 700 pounds, and it really pays dividends on that goal line.
Sure does. Nice job right here by Jarrell Drain coming through on safety support. Ball coming out, a little run to the boundary. Lawrence Barnett with the scoop and score. This makes it 24-23. Great effort right there by Lawrence.
And Jarrell Drain is a guy who's been buying into your system.
Love the energy right there, Jeremy. Love the energy right there.
And you talked about energy in our show last week, and the sidelines much better. You could see the guys bouncing up and down all game long.
Yeah, I think that's feeding off the students. There's Greg Heben with a nice pick. I know we have Greg on the show here. Nice support by Chase Hubler, hurrying the quarterback on a boot pass, and a great pick by Greg Heben there.
And then Ed Wright Baker trying to move the team downfield, using his feet to get out of trouble and dumping it off to Kofi Hughes, who had a nice game.
Little play action rollout. Kofi had about 4 or 5 catches. Nice, hard, tough run by D'Angelo for a handful. Got a good drive going here. Again, 1-point game. We're now up 24-23. Got the ball across midfield. Got a little run play here with a little screen off of it. We pitched the screen out. Nice job by Kofi out in front. Nice job by DeMarlo. Again, had 4 catches. Kofi, Hughes, DeMarlo, and Deweese Wilson all had nice games at receiver.
Yeah, Deweese had a phenomenal catch in the end zone that put Indiana in good shape. But D'Angelo Roberts, this guy's only 185 pounds, but it all seems to be in his legs. He's a strong kid, too.
Very much. Very competitive kid. Got a lot of fight. And there's a great throw by Ed. Give us a chance. Nice job. Deweese going over top of their guy for the touchdown. Make the extra point here. It makes it 31-23. From there, we weren't able to close it out.
But Virginia ended up getting the win, but Indiana a lot of strides in week 2, and it's something really to build upon for the future of this program.
Well, we need to build upon it for this week, and the future is moving through this week and into Saturday's game against South Carolina State. We made, to some degree, some strides, but we had a couple negatives right at the end of the first half. Gave up a big play, had a turnover in a kicking game to give them 10 points, and at the end of the game had a chance to close it out, couldn't get a 2-point stop, made an error in a play call on my part really that hurt us on a sack and kind of gave the game to Virginia. So we'll make some adjustments as coaches and move forward, but proud of the kids. We'll keep working. We need to move forward and have a great game this week.
All right, now we're going to go to a segment that we call My IU with Anthony Thompson.
I think the people make up the university. You see the integrity, the character of the people, and just nice, warm, friendly atmosphere throughout the whole city of Bloomington. So I think that's special. That makes any university special to me. I think the best time that I had at IU was when we beat Ohio State and Michigan in the same year, and that hadn't been done in quite some time. So certainly that's one of my fondest memories. I have to go back to the people. Coach Mallory, he was like a father away from home for myself. He was a man of discipline and integrity and got us to play hard every Saturday. And so I think the coaching staff, Buck Shore was my coach back then, and I say the coaching staff and the education, having an Indiana University degree means a lot. I didn't know it at the time, but I know it now that it means a lot. And so just a friendly, warm atmosphere. Oh, absolutely. We have a football reunion every year, and it's always nice to see those guys. Nice to see their faces and their families now, and some of them are even grandparents, which is hard for me to believe. But just the joy, just to talk about the memories and how it used to be and what we used to do, just a lifelong experience of just having those connections. That they're now your brothers now. You know, we have one common denominator, and that's Indiana University football, and it means a lot to us.
We need to go to commercial, but when we return, Coach will have a sit-down conversation with standout cornerback Greg Heben on The Kevin Wilson Show. Welcome back to The Kevin Wilson Show. Defensive back Greg Heben was a standout in both football and baseball in high school, but he came to Indiana as a baseball player. But after the 2-interception performance against Virginia, Coach, got to be glad to have him on your side.
Yeah, and I know he'd be a great player for Coach Smith at the baseball crowd, but we're glad Greg's full-time with us and off to 2 really outstanding performances, not just the picks against UVA the other night, but played a great game against Ball State, our defensive player of the game, also our defensive player of the game here against Virginia. So first 2 outings, Greg's been leading. Let's talk about the opening play. They come right at you, the first play. What are you thinking about there?
Yeah, they just came out with a shot, started off, and you can't expect anything less. You got to go out there and, from the start of the game and just think that they're going to come at you. You ran a little stutter and go, and I was right there with it.
Kind of did a nice job there, forced him to the sideline and undercut it. Great pick and great energy for our team. Way to get us started. How about they had a nice drive going later in the game on the boot pass. You kind of came against the grain with another nice pick.
Yeah, they ran another double move right there, and Chris Atkins was right there too. We kind of collided into each other, and it was just we were both there at the right time and just made a good play.
Not only those plays, I know there's a couple red zone shots that went after where he did a nice job. Just doesn't show up as necessarily a stat, but some very competitive plays. You did a great job in coverage all night.
Yeah, we just, as a team, I think we played great coverage-wise, and we just had great enthusiasm, great energy. That's what we needed to go out there and, shut them down.
As we're building going forward, the guys don't realize this, or fans, I hope they don't realize, but not only are you playing ground defense, you're doing a great job in special teams. A week ago, Ball State recognizes one of our special team performances, doing a great job. Same thing this week. So not only are you playing great defense, but you're helping us out in those special teams. How do you feel? What are you bringing to our team there? How do you feel that's helping our football programs moving forward?
Well, I just feel like special teams is just, it's just another play that you got to take advantage of. You got to go out there with energy and enthusiasm. And just as one of those plays you just can't take off. Special teams are just important as offense and defense.
Thing I'd say too, and a great comment to you, you're one of the players that we're trying to build our program around because you have the knack right now of understanding how to practice and practice well. What are you doing each day to come out and be, because you're really, so far, maybe have been as good a practice player on a daily basis, individual work, group work, teamwork, Tuesdays and Wednesdays as you're preparing. What are you doing to get yourself ready to come out and be a great practice player? Because the fans have seen Saturdays, but these last 2 Saturdays were not coincidences. They weren't luck. you've done a great job preparation. What's your mindset, Greg, as you come to practice each day?
You know, you just got to be in there watching film and everything, and just understand what you need to be doing, and just go out there and play consistent and play hard and play fast. You know, things will take care of themselves as long as you're out there playing hard.
Well, again, congratulations on the great start, great performance. And I know this, Greg's a young player. It's off to a good start. But he's going to keep playing better, playing well, because as much as anything, he's doing it behind the scenes in his work, his preparation, practice. Appreciate your performance. Congrats on what you're doing. Keep bringing it for us, because we're going to need it this week against the Bulldogs.
Thanks, Coach.
Coming up next here on the Kevin Wilson Show, our very own Candace Houck is going to have a sit-down conversation on the Knicks English Hut hot seat with co-defensive coordinator Mike Eckler.